You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Project Runway After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Project Runway After Show.
Hi, Project Runway fans. Welcome to the Project Runway All-Stars Season 3, Episode 7 recap. I'm Amanda Fields, and with me is the beautiful Emma Kay.
Hi, guys. So glad to be back.
Yes, we are excited to be back this week. Last week, we took a week off, but it was Marge Simpson week, as you saw on your TV. And the designers had to create a look for the fictional character to wear. And I thought that was a fun challenge. I know that they have included The Simpsons and some fashion spreads in Vogue in the past. So Marge has become sort of a fashion icon in her own right, especially with that blue beehive of hers. But that was a cute challenge. And, you know, Irina actually won, and Jeffrey was eliminated. So that was interesting. I mean, Jeffrey's been up and down the season, and he's had some high highs and low lows. What did you think about him being eliminated?
I thought it was about time.
Yes.
He's been dragging out, you know, and winging it and trying to stay on with his arguments and with his, you know, just... He was a little bit confrontational with the judges, so I think it was finally time to see him leave.
Yes, I think that he is a talented fashion designer, but his workmanship on this season of All-Stars, if you just look at this season only, has not been very successful as far as how things are finished and executed. He has had some interesting ideas, but I think his strengths are with his line that he has for children. Off the top of my head, I can't think of the name of it. But I know he's had a line in the past called Cosa Nostra. And he, of course, won Season 3, the season that I was a part of. So he's got a lot of credibility. So I kind of feel bad that he went on All-Stars because he was already a winner. Then he kind of... You know, I hope he's not too embarrassed. I hope he can laugh at himself, you know, and just say, okay, it was an interesting experience and move forward.
Well, it's aside from that, it's a way to stay relevant in the public's eye. So
and I
Season
think
3 was quite a while ago.
Yes, so. As I would tell you, yes, it's been about 7 years ago. Even though it's like Season 12 of Project Runway, it's only been 7 years. But anyway, I think that it's really fun that QVC is a part of Project Runway All-Stars. I'm
Someone's a big fan over here.
I'm a fangirl for QVC. I love watching it, especially to go to sleep to at night. It's very relaxing for some reason. It kind of puts me in a good mood. I feel like I'm looking at a catalog, but it's on TV, and I can just see what they've got going on. And I think some of the funniest moments on QVC are when they try to sell like a garden hose, but they're in the studio. And or when they like totally start laughing about something, and then they say, "Oh, we're just laughing because we're having fun." But it's like they're actually like making fun of a caller that calls in or something. If you watch it, you understand that it's just hilarious for all the like inappropriate reasons. Like I shouldn't laugh so much at it, but I do. But anyway, I would say the queen of QVC is Lisa Robertson. She's been on QVC for a long time. She's very successful. She's so great at bringing out a product and really telling the viewers at home what it's all about, why you need it, and why she would have it in her life. I mean, she makes it very realistic and relatable, and I really enjoy watching her. And she's so beautiful too. I feel like she's very statuesque. I don't know how tall she is, but she appears to be very elegant. And she looked so good when she came out in front of the designers. And we should add that this week the designers went to the QVC studios. 3 designers in one helicopter and 3 designers in the other, straight from New York City to Westchester, Pennsylvania, to the headquarters. And Lisa Robertson, like, waltzes down the staircase like she's just like this elegant movie star. I mean, she's
gorgeous.
Like,
and she's aging so well.
I mean, I don't know really how old she is, but she has like such a youthfulness about her that, yeah, she's kind of a timeless beauty.
She is.
And so she announces to the designers that their challenge is red carpet glamour. They need to design a gown for her to wear on the red carpet for their big QVC event around the Oscars. They have a big promotion for QVC. I don't actually really know much about this specific event. Do you know anything about it? I've not even heard of this event.
I haven't heard of it, but what I could think of is probably selling or giving jewelry, you know, the handbags, shoes, or something that to showcase QVC, and they would, you know, when they're on the red carpet, say, you know, my earrings are from QVC, or my bag, or, you know, one part of the article, clothing article, or accessories will be mentioned.
Well, I wonder if it's like a gifting suite at the Oscars, a QVC gifting suite to the celebrities.
It can be, and because they might be part of, you know, giving the goodie bags and
exactly
the giveaways.
I would love to get one of those Academy Award goodie bags. Oh my God. Okay, but she says that she will wear the winning design at that event at the Oscars. So, or Oscar week. I'm not sure if it's on the evening of the Oscars, but it's definitely an exciting event. She's going to wear one of these dresses. It has to maintain its beauty throughout a live broadcast and look beautiful on the TV screen, or as I like to say, telegenic. It has to be telegenic and photogenic, look great in a photograph, and look great on the red carpet. That's a whole different situation because, you know, you're not only in need of an incredible red carpet photo to be published in different magazines, but you want to feel elegant in person. You want people to leave there thinking, wow, you know, she was really impressive tonight. She looked like a lady. And so the designers... Oh, it also had to be able to be comfortable sitting and standing. She needed to be able to sit down in the dress and feel comfortable and able to like talk to anyone. And, you know, that's a lot of demands, but I feel like it's not that unusual for a red carpet, especially a host for a red carpet event. In your opinion, what makes a great red carpet gown?
Well, first of all, it has to be elegant.
Yes.
It can't be trashy.
No.
And I do think it needs to be, you know, a gown, and some people may disagree with it because of the new age and era. They're shifting more towards shorter dresses, but the cocktail dresses have its own place to be worn. So
Exactly.
I do think you need to stick with the longer gowns because those you won't wear to a bar or a lounge. So everything has its place where you need to wear it. And
Very smart,
I think
Emma
it
Kay.
needs to be, the color needs to be appropriate to the season. A lot of people, I've been noticing they're doing white. And white just, you know, as we see in this episode, it's bridal. It doesn't really stand out. It's just boring in pictures unless you're spicing it up with jewelry or a bag or a shawl or something.
A shawl.
But even then, it's still, you know,
A shawl
wedding.
if you're Oprah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine a lot of younger stars wearing a shawl, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Helen Mirren, a shawl, yes.
Exactly.
Okay, yes. But I think you're right about the cocktail length dresses. You know, also, I have a bone to pick with dress length this season especially, okay? What is up with the gowns and dresses and skirts being like a capri pant length on the leg, where everyone knows those pants are not super flattering on most women. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I think with skirts, you either have a mini skirt, a skirt to the knee, or a skirt to the floor. The skirt that goes to like the mid-calf, I think it cuts off your leg line and makes you look shorter, no matter how tall you are, or skinny, or what kind of shoes you're wearing. I'm not a fan of this weird dress length. I think Alyssa Milano has worn it a couple of times this season. I know it's popular right now, so that's why she's wearing it. It's a trend. I think what's happening is the designers are taking the length from what would have been the rest of the shirt. Like, everyone's wearing the crop tops, and they're like, well, let's put a little bit more modesty on the bottom. So they're doing these, like, sexy pencil skirts that are going a little longer with these crop tops, as seen on Miley Cyrus and some of these other stars. So I'm like, well, is that just to, like, overcompensate for that trend? I don't know. I'm not buying it.
I've seen it, and it really depends on how you dress it up. I think if you do the crop top, definitely not going to look right. It looks,
yes, it's all over the place.
It looks trashy. But
Yeah,
I've seen it in the office, and I wear it myself.
That kind of skirt?
Yes, with button down shirt, tuck it in. And
Okay.
It looks nice.
Okay.
It looks professional. So you need to have an appropriate place to wear it.
It has to be styled right.
Exactly.
And I think you're making me have this like picture of this beautiful professional woman, and so I get it. Like, it's more appropriate for the workplace because then you're more modest.
Yeah.
That's very true. And I think if you wear maybe a black pencil skirt, like black tights,
Yes.
then you're not breaking up any leg line because you're not like showing the skin. It just depends on what shoes and everything. So, okay, well, you taught me something right now. So back to the show. Sorry, we got off on a tangent, but I just wanted to talk about that skirt because I've seen it everywhere. So Lisa from QVC guides the designers through the QVC studio. She educates them a little bit on what it takes to be the face of a brand, because Isaac Mizrahi is actually on QVC all the time selling his line. And so he's an expert at it. And I kind of wish we saw more of him talking to the designers about being like a special guest on QVC, because you have to be not only a face of your brand, you have to be able to talk about your product and let everyone know, why is this what you need at your house? Like, why would you wear it? What is essential in this outfit that would help your wardrobe out? She said, remind women why something is in style now as opposed to previously. Talk about what the model is wearing and convince people that they need to buy it. So, I mean, Elena actually said that it was harder than it looked, and she felt like she totally bombed. They let them all try it out. The Kato actually did a great job. She's
experienced.
Yes. She's been on QVC, I think. Yes, she has been on QVC. And I think she has a big future doing that because she has a great personality. And she's very relatable. I feel like everybody wants to be her best friend. I know I do. So they start sketching the designs. They start sketching out their ideas for what they want to do. And I noticed Seth Aaron sketches a mermaid style dress. Then I look at Victor. He sketched out a mermaid style dress. Irina sketched out a mermaid style. They all started sketching mermaid dresses. And if they sketched something else, I didn't see it. But then they take off back to New York. Who knows if they took a helicopter back? I'm not sure. They could have taken a train or a car. Project Runway All-Stars, you need to tell us how they got back. Anyway, So they had a $300 budget and 30 minutes to shop at Mood. Did you notice anything interesting at Mood that stood out to you?
Just the choice of fabric people were choosing. I wasn't really pleased with
You
it.
mentioned one in particular that you really weren't a fan of.
Yes, Victor's.
Yeah, and what did you say that was so bad about it?
It just looked too, well, he had it reversed. The fabric was reversed, but just looking at it, it didn't look pleasing. It looked heavy, and it was just dark. It didn't have a wow factor to it.
Well, green has to be, well, green is a delicate choice.
It is. I mean, you can't do lime green, but at the same time, that's why people don't really go with green.
Emerald green is the best for a gown. Because usually a jewel tone looks great on most skin tones. But Xana came in to the workroom and said, I don't want to see any jewel tone gowns. However, that was after they went to Mood. So some people had already bought jewel tones. But, you know, I guess we see that a lot, but it's because it works. So I don't know that she should have just been like, oh, well, I don't want to see another jewel tone gown, but hello, you would wear a jewel tone gown on the red carpet in a second, Xana Roberts-Rossi, so there. They have 10 hours to construct this evening gown. That's pretty quick. I mean, I thought they would have had, I would have liked to see
Minimum
what
of 2
they
days.
could have done in 2 days instead of 10 hours. I thought that was a little bit rushed. Guess what? Elena panics again. She's worried about her technique. She wishes she would have gone with her normal neoprene that she works with a lot and does something that she knows and make it into evening wear, but she goes for a brocade. And it looks like it's almost a paisley pattern. I didn't really get to see it that close, but it's a royal blue and purple tone color, which I thought was beautiful.
Very creative.
And she chooses a black, I think, chiffon to go over top. It's an overlay, and she uses a technique where it's like cutouts, which you could see the blue and purple through. And it turned out to be very exquisite. I thought it was one of the more interesting techniques. Not the most successful silhouette, but a really interesting technique for the fabric.
She's really great with details. I feel like if she partners up with someone, just to do the detailing of the dresses or garments or whatever it is that they're designing, it would be amazing to have someone else put in their input. Because sometimes she does panic and she does lose the edge because it's too much for her. Or she either goes with the simple of what she knows, or she bombs it because she's trying to too hard to get it perfect.
Right. She gets very focused, like hyper focused on what she's doing. And instead of like taking a step away from her mannequin or form, as some people would call it, you know, instead of really looking at it far away and imagining it on a woman, well, she could do that, but I think a lot of the time she gets so focused on what's happening close up, and like you said, in the details. So, yeah, instead of looking at the big picture, she's like sweating the small stuff. So it's like, Elena, don't sweat the small stuff anymore. So Xana comes in and claims, you know, well, she's walking through the workroom and she goes to Victor Luna and she claims that green never sells magazines. If you put a woman in green on a cover, it doesn't sell. I don't know if that's always true. I mean, she's speaking from her experience, so obviously that's true for her. But I feel like there's been women in green on covers, but maybe
Not in a gown.
Maybe not in a gown. And maybe I just think there has been, and maybe there's not. Maybe the font has been green or something. And, you know,
It really has to be the right green.
Okay.
That's why I think green is difficult to work with, because if you don't choose a right color green, then it could go south.
Well, I know that the eye is always drawn to the color red. So perhaps green is like the opposite end of the spectrum of red.
Can be.
And that is why it might not draw your eye in. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's some more psychology involved in that.
Well, just look at it this way, you know, even for our viewers, go into your closet and count how many green outfits you have.
And I should have a lot because I have red hair and I don't.
There you go.
Ah, you got me. I have maybe 3. I should have more, but I don't. Anyway, enough about my closet. That's a whole different episode. So, was there anything else that you want to talk about in the workroom with Xana coming in?
Not with Xana, but I do want to talk about Victor, because
Yes.
it was a very emotional episode.
Exactly.
Seeing him talk to his friends and reveal what he's been keeping a secret for 7 years.
Yeah. So Victor pulls Elena and Seth Aaron to the side, and he really trusts them, and he's felt a true bond with them. And he sits them down in a different room on a couch, like the lounge area, and he's very emotional, and it seems like it's coming out of nowhere. And we both, I think you and I both thought, oh, is he deciding that he wants to go home? Is he deciding that he's going to leave the show? Like, what's going on? That's what my first thought was. But he sits down and says, well, I feel like I've been living a lie. I feel like I've been, holding the secret in for so long. So Victor says to Elena and Seth Aaron that he has been HIV positive for 7 years, and he just wants to get it off his chest and share it with people and tell them the truth about who he is. And the beautiful thing is that Seth Aaron and Elena just love him more for it, for sharing his story. And they hugged him, and, Elena said, do you want a back rub? He's like, can you finish my dress? But Victor, I want to applaud your effort for telling everyone about your status. I think it's beautiful. I think it's so strong because it's something that has such a stigma attached to it. There's a lot of shame involved in someone having that status. For some people. But I think he's being strong and saying, look, I don't have to be ashamed anymore. I'm not afraid. I'm just going to share it with the world. And he has joined now a small group of designers who have shared their HIV positive status with Project Runway viewers. Mondo Guerra, who was one of the judges tonight. He was the Project Runway All-Stars winner from season 2. And he's very talented and very brave as well. And then Jack McEnroth from season 4 of Project Runway also brought that out to attention, that he is also HIV positive. And he and Mondo and Victor, I just applaud all of them, because I can't imagine, first of all, having that be a secret for so long and wanting to share it and wanting to be brave enough to tell people, and then there must have been so many times when they stopped and weren't able to say it. So getting very emotional in here, guys, but we love you, Victor and Mondo and Jack, and we're just so proud of you all. And Victor, that was a beautiful moment, and I'm never going to forget it.
Well, I think it really puts everything in perspective for him and helps him continue on, and which is probably why he's been more eager to be the winner and be the best one, because he realizes how short life is, so he needs to make the best of everything versus just sitting there and complaining about it. So he's done a great job. He's been, you know, he's won competitions. He's been on the top, and I think he's going to be doing great work. He's definitely going to be very successful.
Well, I think when something like that would happen in a person's life, it makes you. Well, and when Victor revealed that, it really made, you know, whatever was going on in the competition seem like it wasn't as important, you know. Okay, so they're making beautiful red carpet gowns. Okay, but this is way more important. This is like groundbreaking. That's what this episode was all about for me. I could stop talking about the episode right now because that's how strongly I felt about it. I'm happy I got to watch it with you, Emma Kay. After all these episodes, it was just
I know.
Oh my goodness. Okay. How do we ever move on from that? I don't know.
Well, we can move on to his beautiful gown,
Yes.
which, you know, with the amount of time that they had to construct a red carpet gown, I think he did a great job. You know, the fit wasn't very flattering.
We should mention that in the workroom this week they did something a little different. When the models came in for their fitting, they had someone photograph the model. So they could see what's happening with the fabric in the photo, and you know how they could alter it. And Victor noticed a lot of puckering in the fabric, and I think he did what he could, but on the runway it still got sent out with not the best editing. But there were so many great elements of the design that it sort of got saved. You know, like. Alyssa Milano even mentioned that in a different color or a different fabric, it would be incredible. I don't think that the fabric was that bad.
It wasn't. After seeing it on the model, it wasn't that bad.
I think it could have just been maybe. I know they don't really want another black dress, but in black it could have worked, because when you're doing a black dress, you want all the detail. You want the wings and the ruching and the pleating, and that's what adds to a black dress, because you need the interest for a red carpet. By the way, this is something else I was going to add. On the red carpet, you'll notice this as you watch the award season coming up. It was very exciting. All of the more established actresses that have already won an Oscar or have just become household names, Angelina Jolie, Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, they're the actresses that will wear the black dresses usually, because they don't need to be showy. Like, they're going to wear something beautiful and look incredible, but they don't need to like try and get attention. They're going to get the attention. So they can kind of wear really whatever color that they choose. But you'll notice the newer stars and the newer nominees will choose the bright standout colors, because they're the ones that need the press and want to be in the best dressed column in the magazine, you know, at People magazine. So that's something that stylists do a lot of the time. It's sort of a progression of an actress's career. It's interesting to watch.
Definitely.
So, we should also talk about that. Okay, so Isaac Mizrahi was there. And of course, Alyssa Milano, as usual. Mondo Guerra stepped in. And Lisa Robertson was there from QVC, of course. And Elisabeth Moss was there from Mad Men. I think she was a great guest judge. Not only is she an actress who wears dresses on the red carpet, but she is not, you know, super tall. She's got a great body, but she's not like stick thinny. Thinny? Did I say thinny? She's not stick thin, but she's beautiful, and I think she has a good eye for that kind of thing, because she has to be careful about what she chooses too. So, from one emotional moment to something slightly hilarious. This is a side note. We keep going off on tangents tonight, but you know, it's that kind of a night because it's that kind of an episode. What did we notice about Alyssa Milano tonight?
Oh my God. And we're going to tweet this. We want comments from all of our viewers, all of our fans that watch the show.
Did anyone notice
the hair?
The hair on her forearms. Emma was like, what is going on with her hands? And I was like, pausing it. I'm like, Oh no, her forearms. Now listen, ladies. This is something that can be seen as beautiful. So I don't want to just totally give her a hard time. Some people want to leave the hair on their arms. No, you know, if you have light hair, then no one notices. But she has darker hair. She's an exotic woman, and she had hair on her forearms, and you could see it on camera. So when you're on television, there's certain expectations if you're hosting a show. You gotta get that waxed. It shows up. If it's that long.
I feel like I've been picking on her this whole season from day one, and I don't mean to because I love her, and I love her as a
different makeup artist or something.
A different makeup artist, a different stylist, a different everything.
Girl, get it together. This is not, you're on Project Runway All-Stars. You're supposed to be like the most fashionable of all. Like the biggest fashionista should be hosting the show, and she's not really.
I feel like it's a joke, you know, compared to who we're used to seeing on
Angela
Project
Lindvall, Amber Valletta, and of course Heidi Klum.
Exactly.
On the regular season, so it's there's a standard that's been set, okay, Alyssa Milano, and you're not living up to the standard that has been
You're not
presented
on
before
Charmed
you.
anymore, okay? You need to step it up.
Yeah, it's not who's the boss. You're not the boss. Okay, you're not the boss.
Okay, let's go back to the dresses.
Back to the runway, please.
Okay, so can we talk about Couture real quickly?
Yes.
And before we move into the runway.
She switched gears.
We hated it. We thought she was going to go home based on the dress she had originally picked out. I'm like, what are you doing with an organza dress?
She picked a great color, okay? A really like citrus orange or tangerine is more appropriate. I think that's the perfect name for it. It was such a beautiful color. She had this ruching technique. And as soon as I saw it on her model at the fitting, sadly, I said, well, it makes her model look fat. Obviously, her model is beautiful and skinny and not the least bit fat. So I don't mean to say it like in that way, but I just mean that technique is not flattering on.
Well, that's what the material does to you.
Yeah.
So
it's not.
What did she do? After viewing her pictures,
completely decided to not use that technique. She used the orange fabric. She let the fabric speak for itself. Let it speak to her. It became a flowy skirt. The orange, well, it's all one piece, but the orange part of it was the flowy skirt. And the top half, the bodice, was a taupe color. And she created a nice waistline with this, I don't know if it's a belt, but it was a fabric that was like a sparkly silver and black that went right in the middle, cinched in the waist. It was just very elegant. And I actually wrote down, Couture's model is so classy. It's just a ladylike dress. And let me tell you something. Lisa Robertson is a lady. The people that shop on QVC are women, grown women, not teenagers, not, you know, shopping in the junior line. They're definitely looking for something elegant. And that checked off all the boxes for me. That was my pick for the best of the night for what the challenge was.
I had a tie.
You had a tie. What was your tie?
Christopher.
I thought you might say that. Let's talk about Christopher. He chose navy blue, and he did his feathering technique that he has used a lot, but he used it in a great way. What did you think about how he added in the leather?
I loved it. At first when I saw him, you know, adding the leather on the shoulders and then to see it on the bust was amazing. I think from all of the dresses, and Couture's, you know, was amazing, but she didn't do a mermaid style dress, so his was the best fitted.
Yes.
The details, every single thing, it just looked like you would walk into Nordstrom's and buy that dress.
Christopher does have a good eye for fit. He does understand what...
Well, I mean, he was having some problems in the, you know, beginning, remember, with the model and trying to cover up the dress. And
that's right, but at least he knows how to make it work, as Tim Gunn would say. And guess who didn't make it work? Irina.
Oh my God, let's not even talk. I don't even want to discuss her dress. I am so done with the butterflies, with the flowers. It's, you know,
it's
Irina, you're not 16 anymore, grow up.
Well, that dress could have been successful if it was a different color and not made so darn tight.
But that's the material.
She sewed it incorrectly or something.
She needed to have like a lining inside, so that way when when the model is walking, it's not touching her body to rip open the.
Her fabric ripped, and Irina, okay, her dress was white. It looked like a wedding gown with a lot of, as she says, fake leather embellishments. Her model came out, and I thought her model did a great job because she was trying her best to sell the dress. It was not sewn how it should have been, or some element was not right. It wasn't the model's fault. The dress ripped, and Irina told the judges, "Oh, my model broke it. My model ripped it." Like, not on purpose. What do you expect? This dress is supposed to be able to sit down, and all that.
That's why I'm like, I don't even want to talk about her.
And Irina, I felt like she had a bad attitude. She didn't even really try to defend her dress. Mm-hmm. She didn't even get that emotional about it. Like, girl, do you not even care anymore? Like, I guess she doesn't care because she already won season 6, but one other dress we should talk about is Elena's dress. We talked about it a little bit in the workroom with the brocade and chiffon. When it comes out on the runway, though, it's too short. The model, as a rule, ladies out there, and gentlemen, hey, if you want to wear a gown, more power to you. It should not, the bottom of the gown should not be showing your shoes. You should not see the shoes until you sit down. Or maybe not at all. But when you're standing up on the red carpet, no matter how beautiful those Louboutins might be, you don't want to see them. Just unless there's like a shot where it's a shoe cam and you kick your foot out and show off the shoe. But you know what I mean?
And I was actually surprised to see her do a closed neckline. I was expecting, I think if the dress had a little bit more cleavage, a little bit more sexiness to it, would have worked. And
Yes.
It was longer. She just played it too safe. It was
an interesting technique, and the upper half, I think this was like 2 dresses in one. Upper half was really sexy. I think it could have been a stellar cocktail dress. If that train was not there and it ended like in a mini skirt or even to the knee, perfect. But the bottom half of the dress made it dowdy, made it weighed down. It was kind of a sad bottom half. But let's see. It gets down to the top 2 are Kato and Christopher. And Kato is the big winner. So Lisa will wear her dress on the red carpet.
Congratulations, Kato.
And people will be able to buy that dress on QVC.com and, of course, calling in. And then the bottom 2 are Elena and Irina, tomato, tomato. Okay. Elena is clearly upset. She wants to be there. I see her passion. I was actually going to be really upset if they sent her home because she obviously cares about being there. She gets to stay. Irina is the one who is out. So last week and this week, 2 previous winners of Project Runway, their season, have been sent home on Project Runway All-Stars. So any predictions for next week?
I have a feeling, yikes. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Victor might go home.
Yeah.
Or Elena.
Okay.
I feel like
they might be in the bottom 2.
The bottom 2, and they've been prepping us for Victor, putting, the spotlight on him.
Right.
So I don't know what's going to happen next week.
Okay. Yeah, those are some possibilities. I think, but
not that I agree with it. I'm just, from...
Right. Just from what's been happening lately. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just happy that Kato won. I think she's going to keep doing well on the show. Oh, this is something that we didn't even talk about. I'll talk about it for a really quick second. Seth Aaron, what was going on with your dress? I wrote, Seth Aaron, baby got back. Isaac Mizrahi said, look at her butt. It's just, it was a crazy fit. We didn't talk about it because it's not worth mentioning.
Yes.
Sorry. Well, thank you, Emma, for doing another lovely recap with me. Where can everybody find you on Instagram and Twitter?
Thanks, guys. You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at RealEmmaK, and don't forget to shop on to emmakcloset.com.
And you guys can find me, Amanda Fields, on Twitter and Instagram at The Runway Queen. Thank you for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.